We have to keep going. And I'm going to bring another sister to the stage. A sister who does it with the fine and amazing quality of her voice and her fine guitar. Bonnie Raitt.
Welcome, Bonnie!
Oh, my friends! Nice to see you!
Welcome!
I'm here in solidarity with all of us that know that war is not the answer.
We love you!
We know that we haven't been shown enough evidence for a preemptive strike against the war, and there are millions of people around the globe that showed that they feel the same way. I was so glad to wake up this morning and see that God had decided to give us a sunny day. The world is watching. This movement is building. I'm so proud to be here among you today. It's working. Democracy is working. We're taking it back. If we go to war, there will be a ruination that we would never have seen before. Environmental, economic, human devastation. We'll be opening the gates of hell. I fully believe that. And so you're doing the right thing. I salute you for coming here today. There's never a justification for the use of nuclear weapons. There's no use in being dependent on oil when we have the sun and the wind and biomass and all these alternative energy. This is the lesson of what's behind this war that we need to get out to the people, and that's what these demonstrations are doing. So,
she's going to be on after.
this is a song that was written by Stephen Stills back during the Vietnam War. I'm singing it for peace today. Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. He's telling me I've got to beware. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody, everyone's going down. Is that great? Oh, the feeling for the heat. Hundreds of thousands of people are here in the street. We're singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly saying hooray for our side. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Oh, what's going down?
It's a full moon right now. 3:51, full moon.
Battle lines have been drawn. Nobody's right, everybody's wrong. Well, people are speaking their mind, and we're getting so much resistance from behind. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody, come on, help me. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Say, stop. What's that sound? Oh, stop. Look around. Gonna stop this war is what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop this war, that's what we're gonna do. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? All I gotta do is read the paper every day. I got enough blues. Memphis Slim wrote this song, and my friend Danny O'Keefe put some new words to it. By the time these demonstrations rock the rest of the world over and over until they get the message that we are not going to war, there will be so many lyrics rewritten to so many great songs, and I'll be singing them every time there's a march. This is called You Got to Get Back to Mother Earth. Well, you can hide me all the time, never call my way. Mother Earth is waiting for you. There's a debt you got to pay. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what you think you're worth. You know when it all comes down, you got to go back to mother. Stuff they've been selling us people, it's killing us by degrees. But I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what you people think you were. Cause you know when it all comes down, you gotta get back to mother. Get back to Mother Earth. Thank you, Bay Area. I'm so happy to be here with you. God bless us all.
Please welcome the co-director of Jewish Voices for Peace, Mitchell Plitnick.
As members of the Jewish Voice for Peace, we stand with you today to demand that we halt our war on Iraq. For too long, our government has trampled the rights of the people of the Middle East. Instead of encouraging freedom and democracy, our government has supported occupation and dictatorship. Our government's wanton aggression against the people of Iraq is only the latest chapter in a foreign policy without humanity or morality. Our government's bombings and sanctions in Iraq since 1991 have devastated the Iraqi people. Moreover, our government's support of the brutal policies of Israel's occupation has brought us the greatest period of violence against Israeli citizens since 1948. Our government's support of Ariel Sharon has also brought the greatest period of death and devastation for the Palestinians since 1948. There are no jobs. Farmers cannot tend, harvest, or market their crops. Violence from settlers and soldiers is standard fare. Meanwhile, George Bush's friends in the weapons industry are profiting. They profit from the billions in military aid to Israel that must be spent in the U.S. They profit from arms sales to those dictatorships in the Arab world which agree to do our bidding. These are all parts of the same policy. The biblical prophet Amos said to the powerful, "You who devour the needy, annihilating the poor of the earth, God will never forget any of your doings." We who stand here today will not forget the suffering of the thousands who will die in a U.S.-led war on Iraq. This weekend, we join with supporters of peace and justice all around the world. We join with a large number of peace activists in Israel who are marching to Tel Aviv. We join with you and with them to say no more on Iraq and no more U.S. support of the occupation. We also join you as Jews to say that opposing war on Iraq is not anti-Semitic. We join you as Jews to say that opposing the occupation of the Palestinian people is not anti-Semitic. We decry anti-Semitism without compromise, and we equally decry cynical charges of anti-Semitism by those who wish to oppress others. We stand with you to call on our government to promote a future where Jews and Arabs throughout the Middle East and everyone throughout the world will live together in peace, security, and with freedom and equal rights for all. Peace with justice. Thank you.
Sisters and brothers, our next speaker is Vernon Bellecourt, who is the International Affairs Director of the American Indian Movement Grand Governing Council, and is also a longtime activist, a very courageous man, on the forefront of many just causes, including that of removing Native people as racist mascots from the high schools and colleges, and we gotta change the name of that team in Washington, right? Please welcome Vernon Bellecourt.
Thank you, Gloria. I understand that we are close to 300,000 patriots for peace. And we represent the majority of the people throughout this country and throughout the world who are saying no to your immoral war against the people of Iraq. And to our Palestinian brothers and sisters. When I met Chairman Arafat a few years ago, I said, "Mr. Chairman, we are the Palestinians and the Palestinians are we." In the audience here, I met a good friend, Max Gale, who is part of a new television series that's being promoted, The American Holocaust Against Indian People. Somebody asked me, "Are you going to get your smallpox shot?" I said, "No, thank you. We have already had ours." All the way from Lord Jeffrey Amherst and to Stanford from this state. They were the enemies against the original people of this land who opened up our country for their freedom. And they continue to demand ours today. Black Hawk was a man of peace of the Sac and Fox Nation. He was the victim also of the American Holocaust. He asked the question of the American politicians in that era, "Why is it you Americans always insist on taking with a gun what you could have through love?" They did not hear that message, and George Bush does not hear the message today. As I've traveled around the world, I find that there's a tremendous reservoir of goodwill and love for the American people. But they hate this government for what they're doing in our name. In this audience and up here are members of many great nations who have survived the American Holocaust. Across this country, Indian mothers are grieving, are sad that their children who went into the military to get an education, to get a better way of life, they were told, be all you can be. But they didn't tell them that you can be dead also for a barrel of oil. No blood for oil. It is the American people. And there has always been a reservoir of respect for the original people of this land. Otherwise, they would have wiped us all out. But it's the American people and people around the world that are joining forces and are saying to George Bush, who bushwhacked democracy, who bushwhacked the Constitution, who is bushwhacking the Constitution and international law today, that they are the international criminals. And they must be held accountable. George Bush Sr. was responsible for the butchery of 150,000 Mayan Indians in Guatemala. Who's going to hold these terrorists responsible for those crimes against humanity? I want to thank the organizers of this event who put me on at the last minute. I want to thank all the artists who are performing here. And it is by bringing our spirit together, seeking love, justice, peace, and saying no to America's wars against anybody in the world. Miigwech, thank you very much.
We're so glad she can be here, as she has always been here, to be a leader of this movement with us. Please welcome
Joan Baez.
Welcome, Dawn. Welcome.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, na 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 na. Well, all of you deputies, oh yeah, get on your ponies and giddy up, oh yeah. There's a village in Texas, oh yeah, that's missing its idiot, oh yeah. I said na 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 na, oh yeah, oh yeah. Said na 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 na, yeah. Well, you can't pull the wool now, oh yeah, over my eyes, oh yeah. 'Cause this administration, oh yeah, is steeped in lies, oh yeah. I said na 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 na, oh yeah, oh boy. Said na 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 na. And you can't pull the wool now, oh yeah, over my nose, oh. 'Cause that lasty little emperor, oh yeah, he ain't got no clothes, oh yeah. I said na 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 said na 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 na. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I'll take this moment to read you a poem. This is a poem that's made up of inadvertent remarks made by Bush. It's called Make the Pie Higher. He says, I think we all agree the past is over. This is still a dangerous world. It is a world of madmen and uncertainty and potential mental losses. Rarely is the question asked, is our children learning? Will the highways of the internet become more few? How many hands have I shaked? They misunderestimate me. I am a pit bull on the pant leg of opportunity. I know that the human being and the fish can coexist. Families is where our nation finds hope, where our wings take dream. Takes a minute, that one. Put food on your family. Knock down the toll booth. Vulcanize society. Make the pie higher. Make the pie higher. So people keep asking me, what's the difference in this movement and the movement I was involved in 35 years ago? Well, this one's already bigger. A good portion of the public here doesn't know me from a hole in the ground, and that's good news. And the signs are way more clever. The younger generation knows how to organize better than we did. And we have a chance to stop this war before it starts. Thank you.
Song number one.
This is my guitar player's Adam. I need a little sound in here. This is a song by Steve Earle. It's called Jerusalem. And the man on my TV told me it's always been that way, and there is nothing I could ever do or say. And I almost listened to him, and I almost lost my mind when I regained my senses again. Into my heart to find I believe that one fine day the children of Abraham will lay down their swords forever in Jerusalem. Maybe I'm only dreaming, but I don't remember learning how to play in Sunday school. Somewhere along the way I strayed, and I never been down are rumbling in. And I cannot take the sound, but I believe there'll come a day when the lion and the lamb will lie down in peace together in Jerusalem. There'll be no barricades then. There'll be no wires or walls, and we can wash all this blood from our hands and all this hatred from our souls. I believe that on that day, children of Abraham will lay down their swords forever in Jerusalem. We'll lay down their swords forever in Jerusalem. Thank you. Thank you, Steve Earle. Thank you. You look so beautiful out there. You look so lovely.
We love you.
I got so paranoid, I thought, well, maybe CNN was just saying there was going to be rain. The difference in being paranoid and facing reality. This is a beautiful song in Spanish. Please join me on the chorus. The chorus just says, la 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 la. Gracias a la vida. La 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 la. La 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 la. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado el sonido y el abecedario con las palabras que pienso y declaro. Madre, amigo, hermano, y luz alumbrando la ruta del alma del que estoy amando. La 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 gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado buen oído y en todo su ancho, graba noche y día, grillos y canarios, martillos, turbinas, dardos chubascos y la voz tan tierna del bien amado. La 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 la. La 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 la. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, la marcha de mis pies cansados, por ellos anduve, ciudades y charcos, valles y desiertos, montañas y llanos, y la casa tuya, que es tu paz. inspiration for me that Joan has sung in the civil rights movement and the peace movement. And another part of the chain was that Joan and I got to be hoisted up by some United Steel workers up in a tree to visit Julia Butterfly Hill. On the way up, Bonnie said, "Oh, Jesus." She realized we're really going up high. She says, "I'm gonna hurl." So we want to sing this song. This means so much to me because we're both Quaker, we both stand for peace, and this woman has lived her whole life for nonviolence. Give it up for Joan Baez. There's a man by my side walking. There's a voice inside me talking. There's a voice within me saying, carry it on, carry it on. Carry it on, carry it on. They will tell their empty stories, bring their dog to bite our bodies. They will lock us all in prison. Carry it on, carry it on, carry it on, carry it on. And when you can't go on any longer, take the hand of your brother. Every victory brings another. Carry it on, carry it on, carry it on, carry it on. Thank you. See you at the next one.
Let's have it again for Bonnie Raitt and Joan Baez. All right. Next person who's going to speak is Jeremy Corbyn, Labour Party Member of Parliament, Vice Chair of British Parliament Human Rights Committee, on Steering Committee of Stop the War Coalition in UK, and co-chair the London anti-war rally of 2 million people which took place yesterday. 2 million people. Give it up for Jeremy Corbyn.
Thank you. I just came now to San Francisco direct from the rally we held in London yesterday. And I bring the greetings of every one of those people that was there yesterday. And yesterday was the biggest ever demonstration of any kind in British history. The streets of London were packed from morning till night, of young, old, black, white, women, men, people determined to live in a peaceful and a better world. And yesterday there were demonstrations in 600 cities all around the world. And this wasn't some internet organised conspiracy, as the FBI, the CIA, or the British Secret Service would have us believe. This was ordinary people looking at the gap between the rich and the poor in this planet, looking at the deaths from depleted uranium, from sanctions, from starvation and bombing in Iraq, and saying that war is no solution to any of those problems. And in Britain, the Stop the War Coalition has been organising demonstrations ever since September 2001. And we do so because retribution does not bring back the dead. 8,000 dead in Afghanistan does not bring back those who suffered in any other attacks on the World Trade Center or anywhere else. What can bring hope to the world is a determination by all of us to bring about peace. And I say to those people that think that somehow or other another UN resolution will make it all right, I say this: a war against Iraq is wrong and immoral, whether the UN approves it or not. Because the real motives in a war against Iraq are not what they might appear. I was in the British Parliament during the 1980s, when the United States, Britain, France, Germany, Russia, just about everybody was pouring arms into Iraq to fight a war against Iran. When the chemical weapons were being used then, there was no criticism, because the hypocrisy of the big powers knows no bounds when natural resources and oil are involved. If we all want to live in a peaceful world, then one has to look at what the causes of war are. And the causes of war, I say to you, my friends, are the destruction of this planet, are the greed for natural resources, are the voracious appetite of the defence industry to sell more arms to people to kill each other. It is also the lack of justice for people that are oppressed. There can be no peace in the Middle East while the Palestinian people are dying at the hands of Israeli guns and bullets. Any more than there can be peace anywhere else in the world, in Colombia or anywhere else where fighting is going on. Our movement in Britain is to tell our Prime Minister, stop running round the world on behalf of George Bush. And instead, speak for the majority of people in my country and your country and every country who want peace, who do not want a war for oil or any other purpose. And having been in the peace movement all my life, the movement against the Vietnam War took some years to get going. The movement against nuclear weapons was there, had its ups and had its downs. But what is very different, very, very different of the past year has been a new unity, a new sense of strength, of collective will, of togetherness, is pointing the way to a different method of running this world. Do we want forever to widen the gap between the rich nations and the poor nations? Do we want forever to widen the gap between the super rich and the desperately poor in the rich nations of the world? Or could all these resources that are wasted on weapons of mass destruction not instead be used to deal with the issue of the AIDS pandemic sweeping Africa? To provide education, health, clean water and good food for every child in this planet. This fantastic and historic days, the demonstrations that have taken place, this magnificent rally here today in the centre of San Francisco, those images are now beamed all around the world. That sense of unity can stop this world war, can bring justice, and can bring about the peaceful, decent, and creative world that we also want and love. Today, remember, you were here in San Francisco. They were there in London, in Berlin, in Mumbai, in Delhi, in Australia, in Latin America, the world over. Stay together. This force can change this world and prevent this war and save lives and bring about a permanent peace. Thank you very much.